In today's episode, we're talking about Outlander, Season 3, Episode 5, Freedom and Whisky, and the potential reunification of Claire and Jamie. But before we get into that, I want to take you guys on a tour of the locations, the filming locations for that episode, right here in my home city of Edinburgh.
You gave Jamie up for me. Now I have to give him back to you.
Hello folks, how's it going? Welcome to Edinburgh, welcome to my vlog. And today we're talking about Outlander because of course, today is the print shop scene. The big scene that everybody has been waiting for. The moment where Claire and Jamie hopefully reunite. That is what a lot of people who are book readers will already know. But we've been waiting for the episode on the TV series. And very atmospherically, there's actually bagpipes playing behind me. I wanted to start off here in Edinburgh in the closes of the Royal Mile because this is where the print shop scene was filmed. And in fact, right here behind me where we can hear the bagpipes playing is Bakehouse Close. And this is where one of 2 or 3 scenes filmed around about the print shop scene were filmed. This scene that I'm shooting right now, touring around Edinburgh and the locations, was actually shot a few days before this episode released, so I can't tell you exactly where things are, but I know the 2 locations where it was filmed, and obviously after we watch the episode we will be able to know exactly what's what with this close, this setting behind me. Right, but this is where it was filmed, right here behind me. It is one of the most scenic, old looking closes in all of Edinburgh, and that's probably why they chose it for the print shop scene. It is beautiful. This door right here behind me, for example, it has been graffitied, but it was taken from Elphinstone House in 1927 and placed here. That's a very old door. After I do this tour around the city, we're going to talk about the new episode. Right now, because I don't know, I've not seen the episode like all you guys beforehand, so I don't know exactly. I'm just going to take you roughly where they were filming. They were filming here. I think it would have been shot in one of these doorways here. We know they were filming a lot here around this door as well, so roughly in this area. And this is the actual close alleyway, if you like, and someone playing the bagpipes out here. Dark and spooky. Wow, Tweeddale Court. Another filming location for Outlander. You can see that this actually does look like it might have looked all those years ago in Edinburgh, because a lot of these buildings are original. These have all been here for hundreds and hundreds of years. Now of course there's modern touches on some of them, right? I don't know how they would have covered that up in Outlander, but I love Edinburgh. I'm very proud to call this my home city. We've got so much awesome history still living right here in the foundations in the ground where we walk, and it's pretty awesome to be here. The print shop scene in Outlander, right here. Anyway, the next part of this video you will see is me reviewing Outlander having watched the print scene episode. We're doing a bit of a time transformation thing here in today's episode. It's just how we're going to have to roll. Back to the studio. This right here is a bottle of whiskey that my mum recently bought for me, very kindly, from all the way up in the Isle of Mull. It has not been opened yet, but I think this occasion today, today's episode, Freedom and Whisky, Outlander, Season 3, Episode 5, having just watched the episode, guys, I need this. My emotions today in this episode have been through hell and back. Before I get into this, I want to take a wee dram, but I want to warn people, if you've not seen this episode, it will contain spoilers. So as of this moment, you have been warned. Slàinte for the reunification of Jamie and Claire. Guys, that was some episode. That last hour for me watching that episode was just something else. First of all, it seems like I got the location, the filming location in Edinburgh pretty much bang on, thanks to the help of all you guys on the internet, because I was pointed in the right direction for where this episode might have been filmed. Having just watched the episode, it was clear that Bakehouse Close in Edinburgh was the place. Alexander Malcolm print shop in Edinburgh where Jamie works and where his business is. When I went to explore that close and did the filming up the steps and stuff, that was exactly where this episode was filmed. As Claire came through the tunnel at the beginning of the close, that was of course the tunnel leading to the Royal Mile, and the print shop was on the left hand side where I was walking up those steps. Pretty incredible. It was awesome to have been there. And I'm going to call this, guys, I think that is probably now one of the most iconic locations of all of Outlander, because that was the build-up scene. I love this show so much because they kept us on our toes. They have been keeping us on our toes. A lot of people online, bloggers, podcasters, Outlander superfans, had come to the conclusion that the print shop scene would not happen until next week. They thought at very most it would be a cliffhanger of Claire arriving back in Edinburgh, and that would be it, over and done with. But no, they gave us a bit more than that. They gave us Claire and Jamie catching eye of each other, Claire saying it's her, and Jamie fainting. I thought overall the episode was actually pretty slow before that point. There was a lot of necessary details that had to come out. Roger going back to America to give them the information that led for Claire to come back to Scotland. Obviously meeting up with Brianna and hooking up with her. But yeah, it was just so emotionally tense. I think it was obviously a big decision for Claire to decide to actually leave Brianna and go to Scotland and do what she had to do, knowing that she might never come back again. Edinburgh, by the way, looks exactly how it did all those years back. Like, we've got such a historical city here. Perfect location for this episode. I'm not the type of person who gets emotional about things like this, but that episode was just so pulling on the heartstrings. As I say, we did not know whether Claire and Jamie would actually meet up in this episode. We were waiting, and every moment towards the end of the episode, when Claire was walking forward into the print shop, I thought, it's going to end now. It's going to end now. She's going to touch the door. It's going to end. We're not going to see any more than that. That's it. But she kept taking steps forward, and it kept continuing. I'm thinking, is it going to continue like that? Is she going to keep going? Is she going to see Jamie? My heart was going like the clappers. Like, I thought I was going to faint. Never mind bloody Sam Hewn fainting. What a scene. So powerful. So moving. And I'm really excited about the next episode now. But that was just absolutely sensational. Storyline, the acting, the costume. It was just like spot on, all the details. Obviously, Jamie has moved on from the last time we saw him quite significantly. The last time we saw him, he left Hellwater. So he's come to Edinburgh and he's started a business. He's now a printer. I wonder, having not read the books, this is where it gets a little bit interesting for me, because I wonder, did he put those words in that document that he published from the poem that was from the future that only he could have known because of Claire? Did he publish that as a kind of way to attract her attention in the future? Was that a deliberate attempt by him to get Claire's attention? Like, I'm sure that is a detail that comes out in the book. Am I wrong? But just absolutely breathtaking, stunning. Obviously now, having watched the episode, I can look back retrospectively and think exactly where it was filmed, and I could probably point things out better to you. But in a way, it was kind of nice to visit there, having not watched the episode. I must admit though, Diana Gabaldon, like, I've started reading the books now, as you guys know, and it's just so impactful. One thing I thought was genius at the start of the episode was when the teacher, Brianna's teacher, the history teacher, was talking to the students about history, and that how fictional pieces of work, fictional writings tend to have an impact on people's perception of history. And I think that's so clever, because what Diana's written in this series of books is a fictional story based around real life events, the Jacobites, Bonnie Prince Charlie, but Diana's version of it. And I almost wonder if she put that in there as a kind of reminder to all of us not to kind of distort the real history with her version of history. And it actually came up again in the episode when Brianna was talking about stories and history in general, and the fact that everybody's version of history is different. And I think that was just a message from Diana, the writer. I just thought that was just so clever and really interesting as well. But as I said to you guys, I have been watching Outlander. I've been taking part in Scottish history thanks to her writing in Outlander. I did not know about any of that time period of Scottish history, and it was a very important time period. Because of Outlander, I've been inspired to kind of go back and do my own research, and just incredible. But anyway, that's a diversion, right? Because the big fact of this episode was Claire and Jamie reuniting. It was just so impactful. What a scene. And we now have 2 weeks to wait until the next episode. That is another mini Droughtlander, if you ask me. Thank you, Outlander, the whole team. Thank you, Outlander fans, for joining in these conversations with me here on YouTube. I really appreciate it. As always, I'm launching a podcast very soon to discuss Outlander and more. I will be telling you about that very shortly. Hope you enjoyed the mini tour of Edinburgh. I want to know your thoughts on this episode. Please, down in the comments down below, your thoughts on this episode, the things I mentioned, the tour of the locations. Get commenting down below. I want to know. I want to discuss this with you guys here. I want to discuss it with you on Facebook. I want to discuss it with you on Twitter. Follow me on all those social medias and we can debate this. Like, this was so impactful and so meaningful for a lot of us. So let's get talking about it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video right here. Hope you have a great night and let's talk about it. Let's open up that debate. Outlander fam, thank you so much for all you've given me. I really appreciate it. Have a great night after watching that episode. Take care, and I'll speak to you again really soon.